Hi there, Brainwashed Us. This is Joshua, the heretic and Virtue. Say hi, Virtue. I ran into this guy today that was like adamant that he was right, and he was just saying like, you know, because I talked to you, I went to my pastor and we discussed it, and now I know and I believe what is true, and I have evidence to support it. And I'm like, well, that's great. I'm like, and I'm like, he's like, I know that polygamy is wrong. I'm like, and that is because of, well, my pastor and I, we talked about it, and he showed me how it's wrong. I'm like, okay, did he show you in Scripture? And he ignored the question. I'm like, no, I just know it's wrong now because he shared it with me. I'm like, okay, well, this is the thing. I don't care if you know something to be true. Just because you know something to be true doesn't make something true. I don't understand why people... We, as believers, are supposed to prove all things, hold fast that which is good. We're supposed to trust in the Lord with all mine heart and lean not into our understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Okay, it doesn't say put your trust in your pastor. It doesn't say put your trust in your church. It doesn't say put your trust in a denomination or a doctrine. It says put your trust in the Lord. And how do we know what the Lord is? The Lord's will is? The Lord's will is in the book. Okay, so we trust in the book. God put his word above his name. So, when we're seeking after truth, we look to the Bible. When the Bible tells us something, that is what we believe. Now, if my pastor says something that contradicts the Bible, then I have to say, you know what? I'm going to believe the Bible over my pastor because there's no evidence in Scripture to support what my pastor is teaching. The only reason a pastor is going to teach that kind of doctrine is to gain the support of his parishioners, because that's what they want to hear. If you have a pastor that is telling you what you want to hear, get out of the church. Okay? You should not be in a church where the pastor teaches you stuff that you want to hear. There's no point. We have the ministry of reconciliation. Our job as pastors is to reconcile people back to God. Doctrine, reproof, correction. This is what our job is. We're supposed to give doctrine, reproof, and correction. And if we're not giving doctrine, reproof, and correction, if we're not doing all three of those things, we're doing something wrong. Okay, and I don't understand how this can be an issue. I don't understand why this is an issue. This shouldn't even be an issue. Okay, these people... Okay, it is a systemic problem. Every church, every denomination, every group of believers out there has this same dilemma. They want to trust in men, not God. Why? Because they don't like what the Bible has to say. They just don't. That's the issue. They don't want to hear it. We have to take a stand on the Word. We have to take a stand on the Word regardless of what anybody else says. You know, and I'm going to tell you something. You take a stand on the Word, and people are going to get offended. And if they're not getting offended, you're doing something wrong. I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of it. I mean, this guy doesn't know anything. He is this carbon copy Christian, was raised in the church, goes to Bible camp and goes to church every Saturday, or every Sunday, every Sunday goes to church every Sunday, and is a part of the choir and plays in the band and hangs out with all of his Christian friends, and you know, and it's fine. I mean, the guy is fine, but the problem is that he reads the Bible with closed eyes. How do you read the Bible with closed eyes? He reads it all the time and never learns anything. Ever learning but never coming to a knowledge of the truth. Why? Because they think that they gain righteousness just by reading it. No, you gain righteousness by believing it. I quote scripture after scripture after scripture to this guy, and all he gives me is excuses why he doesn't have to believe it. I don't know if anybody else has had this problem, but I have this problem, and it drives me bonkers. Anyway, I don't know. I'm ranting. But we as Christians, we have to get this down. We have to believe this to be true. Is that it doesn't matter if we think that we're right. It doesn't matter if we believe that we're right. What matters is that we're right. Okay? What matters is that we are right. If we are wrong, change it. If you're wrong, you need to fix it. If you think you're right, and then somebody shows you that you're wrong, change it. If you believe yourself to be right, and somebody slams it down your throat, change it. Okay? Doctrine tells you the difference between right and wrong. Okay? Reproof says, I think this is right, and my reproof is, no, you're wrong. Okay, I will fix it. Correction, I believe myself to be right. Correction is, you're wrong. Fix it.
Okay.
I'm just very upset by this. I dig the guy, but he just will not hear it. He won't hear it. He won't hear scripture, even though he claims to be a Christian. I don't know. He's adamant that he's right, and he's like, I just know I'm right, and it's because of you that I now know that my position is correct and true.
Hey, come on.
I'm like, okay, and it's not because of scripture, it's because your pastor told you what you wanted to hear. Anyway, I am just very angry at this, and there's nothing we can do about it, but all I can tell you to do is just, keep trucking. I mean, we are all alone out here. We're out in the wilderness. We're behind enemy lines, and people just don't get it. So, I'm the heretic. I don't mean to rant at you, but I'm just like, ah! Anyway, I'm the heretic. Peace out to you and your fams. Bye-bye.
Nah.